Today on Ozzy Geeks, we're looking at the HK UMP Gel Blaster. First up, the HK UMP is actually a nice little gun. It's reasonably weighty, although could still be light compared to some of the other newer generation gel blasters. This one here is really good for close quarters and and pretty good at range as well, actually, now you think about it. But what makes it so good in close quarters is the ability to fold the stock. This stock actually stays attached to the side of the gun quite well with its latching mechanism. And as you can see, brings the gun down to a much more manageable size. You could even dual wield these if you wanted. With this one, even the actual locking stock mechanism back here is quite strong. Probably one of the strongest I've actually seen on a gel gun to date. It's got a really good magazine. It comes out really easy, just a simple flick of the switch here, and clicks back in with a nice audible click to know you've actually inserted it correctly. However, capacity on this it's fairly good, but it'd be nice to have extra mags available. However, I don't know if they actually make those. When it comes out of box, the whole gun is mostly intact as it is, other than the fact that the rail mount pieces, all of these rail mount pieces are not attached to the gun, and you actually have to put those on yourself with the provided screws and Allen keys. Some of these holes don't line up the best either, mind you, when doing this, so you've got to put a little bit of force to get them to line up just right. But apart from that, it's not really that bad. Despite all the good parts about this gun, there are a couple of little flimsy parts which are not as good as the rest of it overall. One of those is the priming handle, which is normally here. In fact, this is the priming handle right here. This came off as we took it out of the box and its plastic packaging. So it is a little bit flimsy. While not necessary to actually use the gun, like a lot of gel blasters do not have priming handles. But like I said, it's not necessary, but it is very flimsy, and I would not be surprised if it broke more often than not. Apart from this flimsy piece, the trigger is the next questionable part. If you're going to use this in major field play and as a primary gun, I would honestly probably switch the trigger out to a more durable type of plastic or metal trigger. This one just might wear after long periods of use. However, that also does depend on how heavy you are on the trigger. The UMP has a pretty good fire mode settings. It has a standard safe mode, like most gel guns nowadays, a single fire, and a fully automatic fire. However, for some reason, our particular one we have seems to only do fully automatic. But apart from that, it has a really good fire rate. This is dry firing. Yes, I probably shouldn't be dry firing, but that's not the point. As you can see, it has a really high rate of fire. This gel blaster also sits rather nicely in your shoulder, and the stock actually has a rubberized section which makes it really sit well and feel quite comfortable to use. This is something which I myself find a bit irritating. The battery hatch is behind the stock. Now that's fairly normal. A lot of these gel blaster batteries are in here. However, this hatch can be a little bit hard to get open sometimes. This gel blaster has quite a long battery cord on it, which can be a good thing most of the time. However, in this case, it takes quite a bit of finicking and finesse even to try and get this battery and its cord and the actual clip back inside the gun and actually keep it there without jamming it in the battery hatch door.
3 days later.
So what comes in the box with this UMP is, apart from the aforementioned rails, Allen keys and screws to attach those rails, we also get a USB charger, which is always useful since it fits any kind of charging method. We don't need to have special adapters. And this object, which I probably should know what this is, but I don't know what this is. So if anyone out there knows, comment down below and tell us, because it might be something important. Or it might not be. So to start wrapping the video up, I would give this gun a 6 out of 10 for quality, as again it is fairly durable and nice and weighty. Next up we have battlefield use, and I would probably give this gun a 7 out of 10 due to its compactness, the ability of folding stock, and its decent range and fire rates over varying different playing environments. And the last rating in our system is for prop use in short film and feature-length film, or any kind of film production, effectively. Out of prop use, I would give this a 9, because this is a good, sturdy gun. Very little modification needs to be done to prepare it for film use. Let's face it, almost every action film you watch, you'll probably see one of these somewhere in it. You can pick up the HK UMP for about $200 at the time of filming, that is, from this episode's sponsor, Armored Heaven. You'll find links below. That wraps up this episode, and if you'd like to be notified of our next Gel Blaster video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon and keep a lookout. We'll see you at the next episode.